Hey, or hi, this is your girl, Lady T. This is Robin Eve. And we're going to do a review on Big Brother, Season 14.
Let's do a review on big sisters who act like little sisters because they can't control their emotions. And then they make the little sister mad because they're acting like an a-hole.
Let's do a video on little sisters who make everybody, just because she do something, everybody's supposed to follow that mode. Okay, anyways.
Let's do a video on big sisters who don't know how to at least speak and say, I have a problem with something. Let me express it and say what I feel. Let's do
a video on little sisters who don't listen to the big sister. When the big sister said that there's nothing wrong, leave her alone. Stop trying to make problems where there is none. There's nothing wrong with big sister, but little sister's trying to piss big sister off so that I can have one of my mini tantrums and walk up out of here and then won't nothing get done. Now again, hi, this is your girl, Lady T.
We're doing a review on the Big Brother. And we're going to start doing them every Thursday night if we don't kill each other first.
I'm going to tell nobody.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so, guys, if you're a Big Brother fan or you're watching Big Brother, you know what's been going on. So, of course, Frank won head of household. Like we all knew what was going to happen. He won head of household. He decided to put up Dan and Danielle because he's been out for blood for Dan since the beginning. So, once he puts Dan and Danielle up, the whole plan for the Quack Pack was, because there was 2 vetoes this week. One was one in the little box, you know, like where little stuffed animals normally be, but there was balls and you can pick up the veto. And, of course, the regular veto competition. So, what was thought up by the Quack Pack was for one of the other Quack Pack members to win both vetoes and then to take Danielle and Dan off the block, which would force Frank to nominate someone else. But in that case, the Quack Pack had the numbers to pick who they wanted in and who they wanted out. So, Ian wins the veto, which was great because he's one of the Quack Pack members. And then it was supposed to be planned for Shane or Brittany to win the veto competition. Now, what boggled my mind about this was Brittany was getting so upset because Dan kept answering the questions because they had like some game they had to answer questions. But what boggled my mind is you wasn't winning. So what was he supposed to do? Let Frank or Jen win it? It was just odd to me that she was getting so upset about it. But anyways, Jen ended up winning, and Frank, not Frank, but Dan had to go to 24-hour solitary confinement. So in this 24 hours, he concocted some plan to get himself off the block. He went up in front of the house and did these speeches. He gave everyone an individual speech. Everybody's crying. It's so emotional. Then he gets to Danielle and he pretty much bashes Danielle and tells her that she is dead to him. So the whole plan was for Dan to just kind of remove himself from the group. He went upstairs and talked to Frank in private, saying that he was going to apologize and read a Bible verse and this, but ended up turning on his Quack Pack members, throwing them under the bus so that Dan, well, so that he can save himself. It was really just to save himself, but Danielle kind of ended up going in with it too. So the plan now is that Frank, Jen, Danielle, and Dan are going to be in an alliance together, and he wanted Jen to use the veto to take Dan off the block, and they're going to put Brittany up and backdoor Brittany because Brittany was, I guess, the mastermind over Shane and over Ian. So, of course, that's what happened. Jen, like, boasting like she made this big move. Oh, I made a big move. I'm in the game. I'm making big moves. No, you just did what Frank told you to do. And that's the moral of that story. But, so she... Brittany got put up, and then as you all know tonight, Brittany was evicted. And I don't know, we were having a discussion while it was on. and we were talking about how people get so, like, yeah, you get emotionally invested into stuff, but in the end, it's a game. Everyone's looking out for themselves, and it tripped me out how everybody kept saying, oh, Dan, he's only out for himself. Yeah, we didn't come in this game as teams. We're not teammates. So what do you expect? You're going to look out for yourself. Everyone in that game is doing whatever they need to do to look out for themselves. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy. They should have kept Janelle in and did what Dan said originally, was to have all 4 original members, or the OGs, stick together and get to the end. Because I feel like if you're going to do this game twice, you at least need to make it to the final. All the vets then got voted out but Dan, and honestly, he's going to get next. He's going to be next. Well, I don't know about that, but I don't know.
I think the only way he won't be voted out next, I mean, I think that he will be if Ian wise up, which I think Ian is very smart. I mean, I've always said it with the Big Brother game. People always play for the moment or that week or that next few weeks. You got to play for, you got to think all the way to the final 2. And what's going to get you there. And I think, and it's hard not to get emotionally invested because, I'll be thinking, like, could I survive the Big Brother house? And I think I could, but like I said, you can't get to the point, like, everybody, when you go home, you got the badge, you got, just tell me. If you did it, just tell me. If you threw me in the bus, just tell me. Why? Okay, you're going home, you're going home. What you need to do is campaign to get votes and keep it moving. If you don't, then, you know what I'm saying, you have to go around tormenting everybody in the house and, making, people feel bad, or, sending people on guilt trips or whatever. I want to know, were you the one who turned your back on me? I mean, you kind of know things are pretty obvious. And like I said, with the whole, everybody who's been going home after Janelle deserves stuff because you put Janelle out. Y'all put Janelle out too early for whatever reason. To this moment, nobody can say, why we put Janelle out?
And that right there, I feel like Janelle was the vet player. Like she would have been the one in the vets team that could have been the guaranteed head of household. Like Frank is kind of like, if he's playing in head of household, more than likely he's going to win. Janelle would have been that player for the veteran side, the OGs. But you voted out the only person who was a returning member who could win head of households. Like, that was stupid. It was completely dumb.
It was dumb. They didn't, like I said, they just played for that moment. And then you also, also it was revealed too, and they're having another double eviction next week, so that will be interesting to see the one who's going to get put up. Already Joe and Jen have lost the head HOH competition, which is obvious. I don't know if Dan can't. No, Dan can go. Dan's playing. So let's say if Dan will win, and we want y'all's opinions too. Let's say, who do y'all think is going to win head of household number 1, and who you think they're going to, what 2 people they're going to put up? I think Dan's going to win. I think Dan is going to put up Ian. Ooh, I don't know. I definitely think Ian. And my second person will be, can't be Jen. He's indebted to Jen, so she's probably going to get by. I'll say Ian and maybe, just maybe Joe. Sounds like because he's indebted to
Those are the only 2 floaters.
Yeah.
Right now. They're the only 2 that's not on the team.
So he's indebted to Jen and kind of indebted to Frank. Well, made an alliance with Frank.
Why do you think they're doing a double election? You think the votes are not in? Ratings?
It could be ratings for one. Because I think the season is kind of flying by.
Or it could be
3 weeks. They're going to be counting the winner. So
yeah. Or I think what I'm hoping and praying is that they're going to do one of those things like, American, you vote. Who do you want to see return in the house?
Kind of what they did last season when Brendan got back in the house.
They do it kind of almost everything.
They did that really towards the end of the season.
They did, yeah. So I'm hoping that's what it is. I hope they do the double eviction because they're going to bring someone else back. Is what I'm hoping. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see. So who I honestly, just from looking at the past.
What are you talking?
I didn't look at my phone ever since viewers said we need to stop looking at our phones.
Videos.
Anyways, so I think that
show.
guys, let's hope and pray we do another video next week. Anyways, I think that Danielle's gonna win, and then I think that Danielle is going to put up whoever Frank and Dan would like, which I think it is going to be Ian and it is going to be Joe. That's what I think. Well, excuse me. Yeah, it's going to be Ian and it's going to be Joe.
Yeah, I mean those be the only two that's not in the alliance. So yeah,
not in the alliance. I mean, Shane's not in it either, but I think that Dan kind of knows that Shane could be that swing vote for them, and if they have Shane on their side, it is a possibility that Shane could win head of household next week, and then they have him on their side. Which if he wins head of household, it's kind of like who does he have left to put up? He would have to put up Danielle, and he would have to put up whoever doesn't go home. Oh, it's gonna be 2 people. How are they doing this?
So if 2 people go home next week, how many people gonna live in the house?
If 2 people go home next week, then that means that little 4 alliance is gonna have to break up.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, when you start these alliances at the beginning, you gotta think, okay, at the end of the day, number one, who you want to be sitting next to, who would you want to take? Like, I mean, it's already given. Ian said it. If Frank goes to
the final
2 with Frank and let's say if he does be Frank and Dan, Frank's gonna win.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's been a big target that's been put on Dan so much that nobody's gonna want him to win.
Exactly.
Plus, he already won the money.
So I truly right there, I already believe that's probably the only thing that's going to save Dan from not walking out the house is that people are going to want to take him to the end because they know that's who they can probably win against.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing, and possibly Ian because Ashley's going to be in the jury house and whoever gets evicted thus far. Ian probably be someone they win against, or Joe.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I hope they bring someone back, is what I'm hoping. And I hope it's not ratings while they're doing this, while they're making it so short. But anyway, so guys, tell us who you think is going to be nominated. I watched that Big Brother After Dark, and I'm pretty sure I'll probably already know tonight who won the head of household. Like, it's so obvious. They walk around with the damn key around the neck, and I'm like, aren't they supposed to make it kind of at least a little hidden? Like, I knew who won the head of household. I knew who was evicted. Like, I knew who got removed from the block, who won veto. Like, I kind of, if you listen to the way they talk, you can kind of hear, and kind of know what's going on. But I still like the in-between moments, personally, myself. Yeah. That was the best veto speech that Frank gave when he put Brittany up, and the reaction that Ian gave. Oh, my God. You would have thought...
I mean, it was like...
He would knock the wind out of him.
He was like, if you could see him... like...
He just do it. Well, anyways, guys, so let us know what you think. And we'll be back next Thursday with our review for Double Eviction Week.
And then we're going to do... Well, we got your feedback on the live viewing for the reunion of Love and Hip Hop. So we're taking all your stuff into consideration. And are we going to do another live viewing?
Probably not.
We're just going to do the regular viewing.
Viewing.
Like y'all like it. Yeah. And we'll be in better moods. There's nothing wrong with me. I just took ill like an hour ago. And I know my sister here who does not care because if she would have been noticing that I've been rubbing my eyes since I got here because they're burning tremendously. Now I'm going to take some Benadryl so I can sleep on it.
But my thing is if someone says there's something wrong with you, then say, yeah, I don't feel good. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Because I guarantee you if I would have said, no, this is why my eyes is burning, it would have been in there. She thinks there's something wrong.
No, I don't. I just wanted to know what was wrong. Why all of a sudden you were in the talking mood, and then the next minute, you wasn't in the talking mood. You were. Yes, you were.
I was watching Tyler and Tiara.
We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
I'm going to start doing this reviews by myself.
God! I won't spell!
So